The day Divya was born, Mama and Papa started buying gold jewelry. And it makes sense, no? It feels safe. It feels like love. Gold always goes up. It's about securing the future for their child. And it totally makes sense. We Indians are obsessed. Some 34,600 tons of gold is owned by Indian households. That is 3 times more than equity. And this gold is actually equal to 89% of India's GDP. But the moment they walk out of that shop, they're already sitting on a loss of more than 17%. And not because gold is a bad asset. I mean, gold has actually outperformed a lot of asset classes in the last 10 years. But because of how they actually bought it, that could be a trap. So in this video, I wanted to answer 3 questions for you and Divya's family. 1, when they paid 1 lakh rupees for the gold, how much of it was actually for the gold and how much of it was for other charges? Second, could Divya's father have bought, say, a gold coin or a bar or a gold ETF or even a gold mutual fund, and maybe the returns could have been better? And for this, he'll need to understand each of the asset classes, what are the charges, and when gold goes up, which one actually gives the best returns. Plus, in the end, I'm going to give you a calculator. Now, this calculator is interesting because if you have existing jewelry or ETF or gold or whatever gold you hold, you can enter it here and you'll know exactly what it's worth if you sell it today. So Divya is now 18 years old. And you know how dads are. Dad has decided to buy her gold jewelry. In fact, this one right here, which is a beautiful 22K gold necklace set. And it's gonna cost Dad 1 lakh rupees. The market price for gold at the time is 8,100 per gram. So he thinks he's walking out with 1 lakh rupees worth of gold. Not really. Let's look at the invoice that was given by the jeweler line by line. Look at this buying side, right? So it says 1 lakh rupees, but let's look at the details. First, we have 22K gold rate, 8,100, fine. We have grams of gold you actually got, 10.21. Look at this, making charges paid 9,900. Now, this is not surprising. I think everyone watching this knows that when you buy gold, especially jewelry, there is making charges for jewelry. Not new, so we can see that here. There is wastage charges, 4,100. There is GST on the gold value at 3%. So that's 2,481. There's GST on the making and wastage, which is 700 rupees. And there's BIS hallmarking fee, which is 45 rupees. So whenever you're buying jewelry, here's what you got to do. Download the BIS Care app and scan the HUID code on the actual piece. It will actually check the purity of what the jeweler is claiming. So before you actually buy it, run this check. It costs 30 seconds to do, but can possibly save you a lot. So you actually paid 1 lakh rupees, but got 17.3% less gold of 1 lakh than what you thought. Now, is this good or bad? That is for you to judge, but you're not walking away with 1 lakh of gold. You're walking away with 1 lakh of gold jewelry. I understand what Divya's dad is trying to do. He's trying to be the parent all of us have. They only think for their children. This 1 lakh rupees is very expensive for him to invest, but he invested it for Divya. And you know what happened? The universe, after 12 months, the universe decides that Divya gets into a top college. Divya's looking at her acceptance letter and she has to get in, and Papa's falling short of a little bit of money. So he remembers the 1 lakh rupee gold he bought. But you know, in India, we are told to buy gold, but no one teaches us ki, bhai, when I go to sell, how much value will I get? So for Divya's dad, let's understand that 1 lakh rupees, what happened to it?
It takes an army of so many people to actually make this video. And the best way to say thanks is to actually write something nice in the comments or just hit that subscribe button. A lot of you aren't actually clicking on it, so please do that right now.
He's going to sell it. So we went to a bunch of jewelry chains to understand when we sell them back the jewelry, because they say, sir, we'll buy it back from you. What does that mean? So one of the largest chains says that the official buyback policy is 96%. So I said, okay, let's use this as a benchmark and see how much can Divya's dad sell this jewelry for. The 10.21 grams is now at 14,500. So the value is 1.48 lakh rupees. In just a year, it's gone up a lot. And after a 4% buyback cut, he will actually receive 1.42 lakh. So his profit before tax is 42,000. This is actually great. But there's one more thing over here. There is tax. So let's understand the tax bit. Because Divya's dad sold within 1 year, his tax bracket is going to be this. If he had sold this after 24 months, he would be applicable for LTCG, long-term capital gains, and the tax rate would be a little lesser. But because this is less than 24 months, it's only been a year, he will be applicable this tax rate. So let me apply this. And in this calculator, basically, the tax is going to be 13,147. So this I will also deduct. But there's one more cost over here. Can you tell me what it is? Can you guess what it is? It's the bank locker charges. Think about it. When you buy the gold, ghar pe thodi rakhte ho. You put it in a bank locker. That bank locker has a cost to it. Interesting, right? So that over here is going to be 1,770. So we'll minus this. Basically now 6,000 rupees has deducted and the cash in hand is equivalent to 1,27,221. It's a 27% return. So always remember, all of us think we're buying 1 lakh rupees worth of gold jewelry. It's actually less. When we sell, we have all these charges as well. So the returns are also slightly less. Is it a good return? Of course, but not what everyone thinks it is. But now the question is, gold has gone up a lot in the last 5 or 10 years, right? So what would the returns be over a 5-year period? And what would the returns be at a 10-year period for jewelry and all other types of gold, net after all costs? I will answer this in the end. Look at Papa's face. He is now securing the life of his daughter, but he's confusing this emotional response with what should right now be logical, and he should know what asset to invest in. So instead of the jewelry, what if Papa selected a different option? So one option is that he could have bought a gold bar or a coin. Typically people buy in tolas. 1 tola is a very common way of buying pure gold like this, and he could have picked that option and invested 1 lakh rupees. Now the interesting thing about 22 carat is that there is no making charges in this and there is no wasting charges in this either. But of course you need to pay 3% GST on this. Another advantage is that when you sell this in the open market, you get about 98 to 99% of what is the current market price. Not bad. The third option Divya's father has actually is not in that store. It's a digital option and it's called the gold ETF or the gold exchange traded fund. Just like you can buy a stock on a broker terminal, you can also buy an ETF. So to buy a gold ETF, you can easily open an account on Zerodha for free. Check out the link in the description. So all Divya's father would really have to do is pick a ETF, a gold ETF in this case, and then decided whether he wants to invest that 1 lakh or not. So how would he decide? The ETF will roughly invest about 95% of the assets in gold equivalent assets at 99.5% purity. It's obviously regulated by SEBI. There is no making charges, there is no wastage charges, and there is obviously no storing cost. There's no fixed locker that he has to pay for. Instead, he will notice that the fund is charging something called an expense ratio. Now, I know you know this, but Divya's father was new to it. he'll notice that he'll pay about 0.3% a year, that's the expense ratio, to own this fund. Some AMCs have said they may, if needed, reduce their physical gold holdings and use other gold-linked instruments. But Divya's father has one more option, and that's called the gold mutual fund. The gold mutual fund invests in a gold ETF. The advantage is that you don't have to own a demat account to actually buy it. In the case of an ETF, you do, but since this is a mutual fund, you don't. Now, Divya's father will pay 12.5% tax in both cases, in an ETF as well as a mutual fund. The only difference is, in an ETF, he pays 12.5% after 1 year. But in a mutual fund, he'll have to wait 2 years, and if he sells after 2 years, then it's 12.5%. And Divya's father could have bought the SGBs, the sovereign gold bonds. But since we've seen no new issuance after February 2024, let's just skip that option. And Divya's father actually figures out option 4 on his own. He gets a message for digital gold. However, digital gold is not regulated by RBI or SEBI. So I'd recommend stay away from it. Divya ke papa, let those be. But he doesn't know which option makes how much money. What's the ROI? So let's fast forward into the future 1 year, and then we'll do 5 years and 10 years to see which option did what. The first option, in the first year, gold went up by 79%, which means gold 1 lakh became 1.79 lakhs. But jewelry went to 1.27 lakhs only. So all that making charges, wastage charges, GST, all that cost is the difference between gold price and this 1.27 lakhs. Now, let's do a 5-year comparison, but all the options. So over 5 years, gold, that 1 lakh became 3.3 lakhs. Jewelry became 2.3. Then we have coin or bar became 2.69 lakhs. ETF became 3.08 lakhs and gold mutual fund around 3 lakhs. So ETF and mutual fund very close. Now let's look at 10 years. Gold went from that 1 lakh to 5.25 lakh. Jewelry 3.64 lakh. Coin or bar 4.25 lakh. ETF 4.58 lakhs and gold mutual fund 4.37 lakhs. So Divya's father really didn't realize that gold went from 1 lakh to 5.25 lakhs. He thought he's bought jewelry, and jewelry is also worth 5.25 lakhs now, but it's worth 3.64 lakhs. And that gap of 1.6 lakhs is what most of us don't realize is the cost of the GST, the making charges, the wastage charges, etc., etc. So when he was looking at this from the point of view of now selling it, so that he can pay for Divya's admission to that new college, he'll have to take in that loss and make only this new amount and then make sure she goes to college. But maybe he could have optimized it. Years later, it's Divya's wedding day. Papa and Mummy could not be more proud. And Papa reaches into a velvet box and gently places this stunning, heavy gold necklace. Now I want you to think, what's the ROI on the necklace? That's such a nonsensical, stupid question. If the purpose of money is to do things with people you love, then this is the greatest ROI parents and that daughter can ever get. I think we forget sometimes that ROI has to be seen in investments to get to a point so that we can use that money to actually live life. And this moment will never come back again. I think here, we don't have any advice for Papa. Maybe one thing we can learn is that when you look at gold as an investment, then choose the right vehicle to optimize for the best ROI. But that jewelry, right? There you are buying meaning. You're buying emotion. So remember that the gold jewelry is not for ROI. It's for a completely different purpose. Is buy gold to build wealth, but buy jewelry to build some memories.
We're releasing an episode every single week, so please hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any episode.